All right, so this is part 2 of how the internet works, the extended version. So everyone can connect to the internet through various devices, whether it be laptops, cell phones, computers, anything with a Wi-Fi signal, really. So it could really be anything that's smart. Okay, so like thermometers, refrigerators, cars, whatever. So anything really that connects to the internet. But most users connect to the internet using internet browsers. One of these bad boys, right? So a user uses a browser and they request a website, and that request goes to a server. A server is a dedicated computer that runs the internet all the time, and its sole purpose is to accept requests and give out requests, right? That's the only purpose. It's not like a computer that we think of with a display and everything. The sole purpose of it is to literally receive and send data. Every company or business has their own private kind of server because, they want to keep their data private, but, paying for a service for a server to host a site is common as well. Each browser on each machine has a IP or ISP, right? Like a internet service provider. And that's basically like a number, an identifier that is used to identify that specific machine, right? So a user requests a site, and that ISP is sent to that server, and that server uses that ISP to find where the code for the requested website is, right? So wherever the site is being hosted at, that information is found and then sent back to the requested user using that unique identifier. Now, the data that's being actually received is just code, right? The code is basically just a language that we could write that computers could understand. Computers are actually very stupid. Like, think about, imagine if computers were like a person, right? Or even like an alien, right? That we just met, and it literally does not understand our language and does not know how to do anything unless it's told to do anything, right? So, but that's the problem, is like, how do humans communicate with something that doesn't understand it and doesn't know how to do anything? So we use these syntax languages that like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript to produce these sites and transform the sites into zeros and ones for the computer to understand. That's the binary is the only thing that the computer understands, and these languages give us the ability to give it instructions in order to execute certain things. I covered this in a previous video, but real quick, HTML is like the bare bones of a site. The CSS is like the styling, right? Like the color and like the fonts and stuff like that. And JavaScript is like the automation. It makes things move and light up and all those things. Altogether, all those things make up the the code. The code itself just looks like this. It looks like a bunch of, like words together. That's the language that we use to tell the computer what to do. In reality, what the computer sees is a bunch of this, a bunch of zeros and ones, and that information is stored in data packets, right? In files on our computer, and that data is sent through the internet to us. All right, so here is where it gets super interesting. Now, me growing up, I don't know about you guys, but I always thought the internet was just like some magical thing that sent information through the air, which you wouldn't be wrong if you thought that, because technically we send information to satellites, right, that orbit the Earth, and then that information is translated to us to our computers, right? But that's only a portion of the internet, because technically it's like kind of spotty, right? You can't cover the whole entire Earth with satellites in order to make internet connection possible, right? There's weak spots, although Elon Musk is working on it. So this is the second part of the internet here. So I don't know you'd believe me, but if I told you, but there's actually physical cables connecting the internet underground between countries, which I don't think a lot of people knew that, right? So basically, the combination of satellites and cables allows us to send this data to computer to computer to server, and that's how our internet works, guys. Um, and when I know personally when I found this out, especially about the cables, I was like, "What?" Kind of blew my mind. So I hope this helped, guys. Help you understand about the internet because I know a lot of people use it, but a lot of people don't know how it works. So if you found this useful, give me a thumbs up and give me a follow maybe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.